Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Morning.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Ayo.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Very
Exciting
good.
times. Rufy on fire. How are you
fire.
this morning? Perfect. Exciting times. We have, like I always say, December is my favorite month.
Yeah.
But there are more exciting news. Yeah. You know, I started the week by highlighting governors. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll do some more of that. But today we're doing something different as well. Good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending by highlighting the nominations announced by the THISDAY and Arise Group Board of Editors. Well, on Wednesday, the editors invited nominations for various categories in its annual awards ceremony, billed for 2025, tagged "When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Gets Rewarded." The awards will honor Nigeria's resilient leaders, institutions, and brands shaping democracy and innovation. Global leaders and legends are expected to grace the ceremony, scheduled to take place on January 22nd, 2025. The awards category includes Titans of the Year for the men and women who, through their vision, action, and courage, have made a lasting impact on Nigeria, as well as the man and the woman of the year who has significantly influenced major events that defined the year 2024. Others include Banker of the Year, Banker of the Year, Global Bank of the Year, Brand of the Year, Company of the Year, Product of the Year, Minister of the Year, Governor of the Year, Senator of the Year, Representative of the Year, Government Agency of the Year, Investor of the Year, and Young Global Leader of the Year. Well, the group of editors are inviting the public to send their nominations to Awards 2025 at thisdaylive.com and Awards 2025 at arise.tv, stating the contributions of the nominees. The nominations will close on December 25th, 2024. While winners will emerge on December 31st, 2024. I mean, this is such a great celebration. Ayo, you know, I would love to see you host this sort of event. Yeah. I think that you are just so regal when you do this sort of hosting. And you know exactly how to celebrate people. I say, all clapping for. I am nominating Ayo. You know that? I am nominating Ayo. Are you raising your hand? But you know, no, we don't do, we don't pay. Don't worry, we don't.
Services don't come free.
She's on the board. No, but sometimes there's CSR within the company. Don't you do CSR? Okay, no problem. Okay, Ayo, if you are collecting money, me, I'll do it for free. I just threw you under the bus. But this is giving back, and this is great. And I would love for our producers to also put out that email address, because, you know, these board of editors are inviting the public. So it's like a fair sort of nomination. You go on those email address, you choose who you think or who you believe have done really well. There it goes. Awards 2025 at thisdaylive.com, Awards 2025 at arise.tv. Ayo, a quick comment for you. What would you like to see? This sort of ceremony.
I'm looking forward to the people who will be honored. It's been a tough year, and to see people who, despite how tough the climate has been, have excelled and worked through it all, it would be really great. I'm really interested in the young leaders.
The young
under
leaders,
40.
Yeah, under 40.
So sometimes you don't get the opportunity. There's so many accomplished people to wrestle against, in quote, or to compete against. So to have that category for them, for young people who've done exceptionally well, is brilliant. This day is known, renowned for their excellent, exquisite events. So I'm looking forward to, you know, not just the people being celebrated, but the way and manner in which they'll be celebrated. It's always very grand, very, it's always a pace setter, the kind of people that we invite, the moments from our Ds, the excitement and the joy for people. So looking forward, really looking forward to this, and congratulations to this day at 30.
To this day at 30, absolutely. I mean, I believe this will be your first attendance.
Yes, it will.
See, I'm campaigning for you.
My manager.
I'm campaigning for you. But you know, the THISDAY Awards has celebrated, you know, amazing people from Femi Otedola to the late Herbert Wigwe to, of course, we see the Globacom Mike Adenuga represented by Bella Disu there. You know, the list goes on. I wonder who the woman of the year would be. That is for me, I'm looking.
I love it.
And also the man of the year.
Yeah.
Of course, me, I am nominating my governor for governor of the year. Is that okay?
It's, of course it is. Of course. If he deserves it, absolutely.
All right.
He's doing well.
All right.
It's his final tenure. I think he does. Okay, let me not campaign. Everybody go and
Go,
nominate
you're allowed now. We are all part of the public, aren't we, as well, Dr. Abati? Aren't we? Rufai, are you part of the public?
Yes. No.
That would you send in your nomination?
Yes. No,
Fantastic.
I'm
Fantastic.
for 1,000. I'm also part of
You know what I can't wait to do is to go and sashay there on the 22nd of January. Can't wait. Huge event ceremony. Well, all right. We'll take another story. Well, more reactions have trailed the arrest of human rights advocate Dele Farotimi. On Wednesday, the Ekiti State Magistrate Court in Ado-Ekiti remanded the activist over alleged defamation. He was arraigned on a 16-count charge by the police. The police accused the activist of criminally defaming Afe Babalola, a senior advocate of Nigeria, in a book titled Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. The activist pled not guilty to all the charges, but was remanded in prison custody till December 10th. Well, prior to his arrest, Dele Farotimi spoke to journalists on December 2nd. Well, let's take a quick listen to what he said before we take some reactions.
It came to my knowledge that there is a charge that had been fraudulently preferred against me before a court in Ekiti State at the instance of Chief Afe Babalola. This charge had been fraudulently preferred, hidden from view, and the court had purportedly demanded my presence multiple times, and I had failed to appear before this court. And this court had then proceeded to issue a bench warrant for my arrest. And the calculations were that I would have been picked up, taken before this judge who must have either been compromised or misled in Ekiti. And I would have been remanded in prison custody for being somebody who was meant to face trial and who had refused to bring himself to court. If I have committed any wrong for which the state requires my attendance in a court or at a police station, they know exactly where I live. I will live only once, but I will not live cowering to any man. Let us be clear. If and when I have a charge to answer before a court, you all know where I live. I'm not hiding, and I'm not running away from anybody. Let us be very clear about that.
All right, Rufai, he clearly had information right before he was picked up. And everything he said followed exactly how it happened. I mean, this country. But let me take some reactions that have also trailed his imprisonment at this moment, because you know that he's been denied bail. Let's take this one from former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who has called for the release of Dele Farotimi. While reacting in a post on X, Atiku said Farotimi's arrest serves as a grim reminder of the dark days of military dictatorship when the iron fist of tyranny sought to crush all dissent. Well, he went further to state, I am made aware that Dele is being accused of defamation, an offense that under normal circumstances should not warrant the involvement of law enforcement. The police's intervention in such matters is nothing less than the use of a sledgehammer to swat a fly, an overreach of unimaginable proportions. But we know also that, Sowore has been on this case. Yes. Yesterday, he put out a tweet about a nationwide global protest against the Nigerian judiciary using the hashtags Free Dele Farotimi, hashtag Press Freedom, hashtag Replace Cybercrime Act. Nigerians refuse to be silenced. And he's calling Nigerians to come out December 10th, I believe. Also, the locations are in Lagos and the Afe Babalola chambers, Abuja Federal Ministry of Justice, Ekiti, Police Headquarters, Ado-Ekiti, London's King's College campus. Is calling for a protest at this point.
Dele is not a coward. Dele stands by his convictions. Dele is a man of convictions. And the truth is, he had seen all of this that will happen to him. And as he said it in the press conference, everything is panning out.
Yeah.
For defamation, is now being held in custody till the 10th of December, after he was taken away. It's not even the police division in Lagos It's all the way from Ekiti. The police division from Ekiti that came to take him, they're supposed to be under the zone of that in Lagos. He had gone to write his own statement side of an earlier petition. They didn't inform him. All of a sudden, they came and they took him away. They went to his office, slapped his cleaner that worked in that office. There's an interview. And they took this man away. Took him all the way to Ekiti. All for what? Defamation. Defamation. If you feel defamed, you should be able to report to the court. Not taking the man away in this style. You can see guns assaulting him, assaulting people that work with him. And we say we have a country. Like Dele said, sometimes we should pretend that we have a country. Let's pretend for a bit that rule of law even works in this country. Let's pretend that the rights of people are respected. Because we all pretend. Also, I saw a paper released yesterday, the deposition of Mr. Afe Babalola, where he wrote that part of his demand was that he wanted the book to be taken out of circulation. Yeah. So maybe us that we are showing the book now, Doctor, but you are the expert in defamation law. So maybe us that we are showing pictures of the book now, they will say we should not show it again.
Until the court decides.
Or the court decides.
There's a bookshop that stocks the book, and they have been targeted. So the book, so it's important to mention.
But as the court decided. No.
The court hasn't decided.
As the court decided. So these are part of the things we keep saying.
Okay.
But see, and for those, I want to talk about them. For those that Dele said we're going to collect all sorts of things to be able to twist narrative in the media, have a conscience. You remember what Nimola said? First they came for the Jews, they came for the Gentiles, they came for other people. But he kept on pushing it back. When they came for him, there was nobody to speak for him. It is Dele today, you don't know who it will happen to.
All right, Dr. Abati, in that video we heard Dele Farotimi saying that, you know, there appears to be some sort of fraudulent means by saying that, you know, court orders would be served to him. So basically claiming that he never received anything before his arrest. Okay, we discussed this matter yesterday before additional facts came out. And what we said yesterday was that, yes, defamation is an offense. It's a felony under sections 373, 375 of the Criminal Code. We also condemned the manner in which the police invaded his office and turned the place upside down, that they didn't need all of that drama. And we also made the point that the fact that anybody is an activist or has access to any medium of mass communication does not give you the right to defame other people, because other people have the right to defend their reputation. And that's the second leg of it that I would like to add this morning. As follows. Dele Farotimi has already gone to the court in Lagos, I think Federal High Court, led by my former teacher and supervisor at Lagos State University, Professor Imiri, to insist on the enforcement of his fundamental human rights. Now, when you read the matter submitted, that he was harassed, assaulted, abducted, you know, treated without dignity, and under the laws, 33, 34, 45, 41, under the 1999 Constitution, he's entitled to be treated with dignity, whatever the offense may be. So it's for the court to say that he has been poorly treated, because a person is considered innocent until adjudged guilty. So you have a fundamental human rights enforcement case already before the court. And he also has the right to stand up for himself. You say he's been remanded in prison till December 10, where that's the prerogative of the court. And the court says it is on December 10 that it will listen to the plea for bail. It's a bailable offense anyway, but we'll see how the court processes that. Now, the second part of it is the part that is not part of the conversation. That is the right of Chief Afe Babalola. Chief Afe Babalola is saying that in this book, Democracy and
the criminal justice system in Nigeria, the violation of the criminal justice system. That from the prefatory pages, page 9, page 10 thereof, and in subsequent pages, all between pages 41 and 84, that he was defamed, that he was accused of corrupting the judicial system, of compromising the Supreme Court of Nigeria, of using under-the-table tactics to, procure judgment in a land matter between the Eletu family and another family, Ojomu and Ojomu family, and in which Dele Farotimi was counsel to one of the affected estates in this part of Lagos. Now, there was variation of judgment, there was involvement of the Lagos state government, and all of that matter. So, Dele Farotimi himself as counsel was an interested party. And Chief Afe Babalola is saying that he has been defamed. He has been called an indolent lawyer. He has been called an intellectually incapable person. All kinds of adjectives. You can read the submission. And he says that he has been defamed to the extent that he has been at the bar for 6 decades as head of Emmanuel Chambers, that has produced 14 SANs, 300 lawyers, and that in addition, he has been pro-chancellor and chairman of the Council of the University of Lagos. He's also founder of ABUAD, Afe Babalola University in Ado-Ekiti. And he's a man of strong standing in society who has been honored, OFR, CON, both at home and honored also abroad. Right. And that to this extent, he thinks that in that book, he has been defamed. What is his prayer? His prayer is that the book should be withdrawn from circulation. Now, Dele Farotimi, in his own submission, says he has a right under Section 39. The residual point, if I may just summarize, is that, look, Section 39, if you place it against Sections 373 and 375 of the Criminal Code, and you do a community reading, the implication, what it means in terms of community reading, is that under no circumstance can you defame anybody. If A says this is what it is, his own right begins where yours stops. However, as I said yesterday in defamation, you have several defenses: truth, absolute privilege, statute of limitations. But these are issues, fairness, fair comment. Yeah. These are issues that the court will decide. Right. But it's important that, we give the two sides of it and not take sides.
Thanks for that balance, Dr. Abati. We will follow up on the story. We'll take another story, going to this brouhaha about the NNPC, and we had those protesters that arise. Well, Mele Kyari, Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, says it is not a crime to blend petroleum products at the old Port Harcourt refinery, as it is an integral part of the refining process. Kyari spoke at the commissioning of the new Peng Towers in Lagos on Wednesday, and also confirmed that the refinery is up and running with loading operations in full swing. I know the presidential spokesperson reacted because he went ahead with some journalists to go to the refinery. I know you have to speak, but let me take Bayo Ononuga's tweet. He wrote, "Putting to rest rumors about Port Harcourt refinery complex, our fact-finding mission. I was part of a fact-finding team that visited the 60,000 barrels daily Port Harcourt refining complex on Wednesday. I will now share our findings. Our mission was to verify the rumors circulating about the refinery state, and I am pleased to report that we were satisfied with what we saw. Our team, guided by the refinery's managing director, Ibrahim Onoja, toured the entire complex from the computerized control room to the loading bay, every section in between. We asked pointed questions and received satisfactory answers, dispelling our doubts and misconceptions. Nigerians must ignore naysayers and false information about the refinery's operations. While it is not currently running at 100%, it is functioning at 70% installed capacity, with plans to increase production shortly. Furthermore, the refinery receives regular crude supplies, contrary to claims that it lacks crude to refine. During our visit, we confirmed that the refinery produces petroleum products, including kerosene, low-pour fuel oil, LPG, diesel, and gasoline. The latter is blended with other products to make the petrol we use in our cars. We even tested samples of the products. It's a lengthy tweet. Rufai, I know that you want to speak. I also want to give Ayo the floor, but you go ahead. So just speak quickly, then Ayo speaks. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I know this is your subject. You want, but I need Ayo.
These guys should stop lying to us. They lie too much. Go back to the Tecnimonte contract on the 6th of April 2021. It states, and I quote, Tecnimonte will restore the refinery to 90% of its nameplate capacity for the two complexes. You see, in all of this, they are not talking about the second complex, the one 30,000 barrels per day. They are not talking, it's only the 60,000, the old one. I mean, the 150,000 barrels per day. They said Tecnimonte, these are the terms of contract Tecnimonte release, they will restore the capacity 90% of its nameplates, all right, for the two complexes in 44 months. As of today, we are close to 43 months. They've only done 70%. In fact, Pengasin, I think it was Alex Osifo that came out to say, Festus Osifo, beg your pardon, that came out to say that, see, this thing is not complete yet.
All right.
The reformate unit, the reforming units, when you use the distillation units and you turn on naphtha, it needs to be cracked to heavy it needs to be cracked to high octane hydrocarbons. You need a reformer unit. The reformer unit costs a lot. They've not fixed the reformer unit.
All right.
So if you don't put the reformer unit there and you're doing a method of going to blend to bypass the reformer unit, you have not completed the work. That's all we've said. That's why they're going to take C5.
All right.
So you have not completed the work. Complete the work. That's all we're concerned about.
But what about what Bayo Ononuga said, that he saw it at 70% running?
He said the same thing we are saying. But Bayo Ononuga has no bona fides.
I don't expect him to say anything.
But other journalists were there as well.
Let us go.
Go ahead. You have to go.
Because the truth is,
go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
Henderson has complained, and some people who went to leave petrol following the fact that they halted, even though they said they were doing some repairs to improve, some improvements to the facility. That's why they had to halt loading for a few days. But the truth is that at the end of it all is Nigerians just asking for transparency and truth. A lot of money has been spent on this refinery, $1.5 billion, which was gotten from loans from foreign sources. So we have a lot at stake here. It's just the fact that they're not telling Nigerians the truth. And that's what we're saying. Well, we want the refineries to work. We are not enemies of progress. We are not trying to, discredit NNPC. But even Pengasen said that we have a right, they understand why people would be doubtful and mistrust the government, because in the past they've been let down by them. First Osifo said it on Arise TV. Right. So the thing is just the way it's being managed. It's half-truths here and there, and just a lack of honesty for Nigerian people, and even expanding the trust deficit that Nigerians have in the NNPCL. Just let it work. A lot of money has been spent. Let it work.
Let it work. That's all Nigerians are asking. I wish we had a lot of time, but let's take the story under entertainment. With all the brouhaha of Netflix, Netflix has dismissed reports suggesting it plans to exit Nigeria, reiterating its commitment to the country's creative industry. The streaming giant told The Punch that they will continue to invest in Nigerian stories to the delight of their members, while film director Kunle Afolayan in a video clip has highlighted some of the challenges the industry is facing with Netflix. Let's take a listen.
The budget you're being given is tied to what they earn in Nigeria. But these films are doing amazingly well all over the world. Just like Oga Moazi mentioned, a week after Ado-Ekiti film was released, it topped #1 globally, all over the world. And because of that, they commissioned the series, the first season. And after the first season, they commissioned season 2 and 3. Thank God we have shot season 2 and 3, because all the other people who were commissioned the same time with us, they've been cancelled. The projects were cancelled. And that is why sometimes you need to move.
All right, some sort of conflict here. I mean, it's good that Netflix has come out to say that they are not leaving Nigeria because they are, I mean, the part of the greatest investors in the Nollywood creative industry at this moment.
Well, I think that the reassurance is very important because Netflix has been a very good platform for the entertainment industry in Nigeria. You had, I think, Oluture, which we watch on Netflix, and Nikulapo, which was also on Netflix, and giving, you know, wider audience and opportunities for the Nigerian cinematic industry. That clarification is important because the question you will ask is, what happened to the love relationship? Because some people were saying, oh, they just left quietly. So that, I hope that clarification will help to explain that.
Exactly.
And the second thing is that, what could that mean, even if it were true, for our market?
All right.
Because it's also an important market that they have here. The most populous country in Africa with so many subscribers.
Well, all right.
And they've done a lot to encourage. We hope that encouragement will continue and the collaboration will continue.
Well, all right. Well, I wish you had a lot of time on What's Trending today. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.